on the chat section. Chat us up. Tell us what you think about the topics of the day. What insights do you have about the topics of the day? What's your favorite meme for the day? And let's have an amazing time. So let's get into today's episode.
Your life. Good afternoon, everyone, or whatever time you're watching us from. Welcome to Firebrand Nation News. As always, it's a Monday. I am your host, Firebrand Jane, your Sims, and we are so excited to be bringing you Firebrand Nation News. And today being Monday, it's a hashtag panelist Monday. I am joined by an incredible, wonderful panelists. You have seen their faces over and over again. But as always, it's always fresh content, it's always new content where we talk about cultural issues and giving them a biblical perspective. Without any further ado, let us go into studio and welcome our panelists. Leo, yeye ndiye hakupata memo by the way. Hakupata memo. Today she's the one who ako in dress code, but I am joined in studio by the lovely Bomb.
Thank you. I feel like saying is we who is you me, is me you.
No, is you alone. You are alone by the way.
Yes, my name is Firebrand Betty Muzarika, or you can call me Firebrand Bomb. How ndio hawakupata memo? I wonder why they are in blue jeans, but it's well. So I'm excited about today's topic. Today's discussion is going to be lit. We're going to give you solutions to these problems. Yes. Awesome. And next in studio, Bomb has not said, I should say it again, she is a model, our very own model. She is good at whatever she's doing. And the other panelist in studio,
Hey, what's up, people? Good to have you once more joining us. Kama kawaida, Firebrand Kevin over here, and I believe that we're going to have an interactive show. Yes, Bomb amesema ati we are the people who never got the memo. I don't believe, like, if you do the math, the probability that she's wrong is 3 over 4.
Why are you playing?
Exactly. Wow. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, you're going to have a good one.
Awesome. Probability. Well, I mean that's anyway. Moving on swiftly to our other panelists in studio, the activist of Black Beans Matter, seated right next to me. I'm going to share what too.
Hey everyone, my name is Firebrand Joshua Joe, and Kama Kawa Kama Dawa. We are here on Monday to just bring the views, share, and just analyze a few things. And above all, we know we get solutions.
Yes.
I'm a musician, and also I serve in the office of a reverend in my church, and I'm so grateful. Karibu sana, keep the comments coming. This is going to be a very lit show.
Yeah. Karibu sana. And maybe Firebrand Kevin has not said what he does. He's a civil engineer and he's also a business guy. So yes, please, all the time, it is good to tell the people what you say. This can see you're very educated. My learned friend. I am in studio with learned friends. But anyway, keep commenting on our social media platforms, everywhere at JBN Television, and also on Facebook at Firebrand Nation KE or YouTube at Firebrand Nation. We welcome you again once more. And before tuendelee, pia nyinyi, sisi pekee kwa studio, pia nyinyi, you love to laugh. And today we have awesome memes to waletea, and by the way, people, the memes. Our first meme of the day, by the way, na mtu amesema, pesa kidogo tu hivi na nishaanza kuita potatoes and potatoes. Na nikiomoka je, what would I be saying? I don't like the whole thing. Like, and it's a prayer.
Tafadhali wait, some potato.
Service.
Pesa kidogo tu hivi.
It's a potato.
Potatoes. Sijui kama ni mimi peke yangu, lakini kuna time ukipata pesa kidogo,
Kio umefika by the way.
Unasikia umefika.
Hapana, nimeona ni hiyo pesa ukijaribu kuita, ukiwa na pesa mingi alafu jaribu kuita waru potato. Inakataa. Haikubali, inakataa.
Ni kama ukienda kwa mama mboga alafu unaenda kununua tomato. Unajaribu kusema tomato. Hapana. Na uko na
I am not driving, I'm flying low.
Only leo naenda kwa menu, umezoea kukula chips, but today I want sijui this sauteed potato, sijui dipped in garlic, sijui butter, sijui whatever.
Wacha usote.
Hakuna hizo waru, by the way.
Unaambianga madhe.
Yes, karai.
Unapata nyanya.
Ini how much? Ini 10 in and at is a 5. This is a 5 that is a 10.
Na hiyo nyanya imesiagwa.
And to our next meme. Women after buying boy shout. Women after buying you a pair of socks. I think the graphics will tell you because you can see them. I beat you. You are the man. You are the man you are because of me. Ingekuwa sio mimi ungeanguka huko shama hoho.
Unateseka.
Hiyo napenda kuonyesha mahoho.
Is it a natural
That
place?
is Johnny's was again, but that's my favorite.
Mbona sura ya huyo mwingine?
I know. What is
Just trying to
happening?
maintain my cool, man.
Any socks too?
Ati ingekuwa si mimi.
Ingekuwa
Ungekuwa unateseka huko.
Socks ya moja, I beat you.
What's wrong with women?
What?
What's wrong with women?
No, there's nothing wrong.
Ogopa this
Na si-
glamorous species.
Na hata si happy socks.
Ingekuwa happy socks sasa.
Ingekuwa happy socks.
Amgelala
Sasa
by
hiyo
the way
sasa
sasa.
si ni historia ya mwaka mzima.
Hiyo
I
ingekwambia.
bought you, but hizo socks unavanga.
And then that I built you.
I
Yeah.
built you.
You are the man you are
You are the
because of
man
me.
because of me.
And
Excuse
socks.
you. Excuse me.
Shama hoho unateseka.
But shama koko imeonea.
Mbona lazima shama koko? Uko shama koko.
Shama ho.
Anyway, our next
But
meme.
hiyo graphic ni kali.
That one.
Nataka kucheka ho.
Ndio tu refuka.
Kashingo unaona kametokea. Anasema mpaka hizo mabini.
What's happening? Kwa mind huyu mwenye ako hivi. Anangojea amalize kuongea.
Funny enough ni unaweza pata naongea hivi vyote, but this guy anaongea kuhusu, anafikiria kuhusu Champions League juu. Atamaliza ni sawa. Atatoka hapo hivi hajakasirika because hajasikia kitu yoyote.
Your ability by the way. Kwenda huko na
Ladies,
unapigiwa
that's an
kelele.
insult. That's
What?
an insult.
What? The ability of men actually could divert them na kupiga kelele. That one by the way I give you my hands are up. Thumbs up by the way. You are. On to our next week. It says Okay. This is no shade. Every guy is good. Nataka kanaoshwa na maji moto na ukikamia bujubu.
Kana nguruma. I hope you're watching and you're seeing that guys.
I hope so. The graphics are there. The graphics are there. Atiambia tukabujubuju.
Hii inaweza finyiwa honi na pikipiki na kidito ipatie pikipiki the right of way.
Hiyo mimi nakwambia ukiwa ndani na umekataa kufunga madirisha. Unasukuma hivi na watu songa.
When you are the savage, that is savageness of the highest order. FYI.
Hata nika watu wangapi? Watu wawili. Kama watu wawili.
Moja mbele na nyuma.
Unaambiwa fungua ama tukuangushe.
Ili ndio unaweza inuka. Ikikwama hakuna shida
Hapana, hizi ni zile zilipata accident. Hakuna kuita ato in vehicle.
Hakuna by the way.
Koko.
Unaweka kwa mkoko unaipeleka.
You all are savages by the way. Enter our last meme. So now since schools are reopening, you don't know. Teacher hata tu by the way na
That's my favorite meme actually.
School will not resume again. Oh, I have already insulted all my teachers in the group chat.
Oh God.
Unajua kwanza when it was I think April was the climax. Sasa kameshika vizuri. And nobody thought we would ever go back.
Yeah, October 2021.
It was a speculation.
It was speculation. So wewe unaingia kwa group chat iko na walimu, unatuma kwanza memes za kuwatusi. Unajua?
Una change to username.
You insult everyone.
What? Au zile mko Zoom class chana try uko hapo tu umeunmute live yako
Kwanza uko kitchen.
Ukiwa kitchen na
unapiga mayai. And then Magoha anasema shule, tunaweza rudi shule.
Ulisharibu.
Nazanga hapo kusema in wrath remember mercy. Remember mercy.
But sasa hapo ndo realize that high schoolers wanajua that there is something called hacking. Atasema that mi account yangu
It was not me.
It was not me.
Somebody was using my account.
Anaambiwa form 4s you are lying.
Au ni penye simu ilikuwa kwa mfuko. That's the excuse. But anyway, tell us which is your favorite meme in the comment section. What's your favorite meme, Bob?
My favorite meme is women after buying your
Can you relate? Do you relate?
How many people have you built?
I am not bought socks for anyone.
How many people are who they are because of you? How many people?
Should we say? Should we talk about socks?
Let's talk about socks.
Should we talk about them?
Should we talk about socks?
No, that is a whole topic. That's a whole topic on its own, by the way. What's your favorite meme, Pastor Kevin?
That's the same one.
That one?
Yeah, women.
Oh, and
From experience?
From experience?
From experience.
Has somebody beat you?
But hapana, okay nimenunuliwa socks. Bado sijajengwa. Luckily alipata kama civil engineer. So kujijenga.
Ungekuwa shama hoho.
Kuna another meme.
Hata utakuwa unajua meme.
Sijui kuna another place in it was Shitsui. Labda ningeambiwa that kuna there is a name kama hiyo.
Okay, sawa. And you, Joshua, which is your favorite?
My favorite meme is the one of this guy who has insulted all the teachers.
Nani all.
You've insulted all the teachers and you have to go back to school.
Mina murumia.
Noma sana.
Kwanza sio kwa form 1. After form 4 wanamaliza.
You know, reminds me when we were in primary school. Shule zinafungwa and then you meet your teacher. And then you ignore them. Unaweza hata mpigana ball, kucheza kwa streets. Mpigana ball. Only for you, and then it's a long holiday in December.
Yeah.
Only for it to hit January 2nd and you're opening on 3rd.
Yes.
Hey.
The apologies.
Kesho sasa mtaenda shule.
Hapo ndio unakuwa mgonjwa.
But bado utapona. Rudi shule. My favorite meme ni hiyo na yenye nimesema I am stuck between those two, by the way. Hizo bata mimi zimenijenga. Hey, those are interesting. Kindly chat us up and continue telling us your favorite meme. Even maybe you're on JBN television, you can chat us up on our social medias at JBN television. Tell us which is your favorite meme. Nigani, by the way, you can relate to, like Bob can relate to that one of I'm a build other people.
They can relate to.
It's an assumption.
Swali tu naweza uliza. Bomu umenunulia watu socks?
Nataka kusema sijanunulia mtu yote.
Socks.
Lakini umejenga mtu.
Umejenga mtu lakini
Kama
kujani relative.
Kuna watu ama acha tuulize vizuri. Kuna watu wangekuwa shamakoko wakiteseka.
Hapana. I ain't got time for that.
I ain't got time for that.
To pesa kidogo
pesa kidogo. I think tungeka pesa kidogo unaita shemakoko.
Anyway, but we have time to discuss our topic of today. And we are asking ourselves about the 2/3 gender rule. That's what today we are going to talk about. And also later on, we're going to talk about expectations of our president's speech that he's supposed to make today. And they're in KICC doing a press conference right now. But first of all, before we go to that, let's dive on to our 2/3 gender rule. And somebody may be asking, what's our 2/3 gender rule? It says, in the Constitution of Kenya 2010, in Article 27.8, of the Bill of Rights provides that the state shall take legislative and other measures to implement the principle that not more than 2/3 of the members of elective or appointive bodies shall be of the same gender. Again, it says this provision is also retracted in Article 81B on the principles of the electoral system and is commonly referred to as the gender principle. Another article says also the same. It says that in Article 27.8, again, provides also an affirmative action that where the state is required to take legislative and other measures to ensure that not more than 2/3 of the members of elective or appointive bodies of the same gender. Again, another Article 177B says it's on the membership of the county assembly provides that the number of special seat member necessary to ensure that no more than 2/3 of the membership of the county assemblies are of the same gender. This is in our constitution. Our constitution has put in place that particular law and it has given the framework of that. Like it's written that this is supposed to be it. But in our day, our parliament is not enacting, is not putting up this, because of late we have seen last week on Monday, we saw that our Chief Justice David Maraga advised the president on that he should allow the parliament to be dissolved because it's not upholding the 2/3 gender rule. Again, the same week, the High Court put on hold that advisory. It actually says the High Court suspended that advisory of the Chief Justice David Maraga to the president. So right now, my question is to the panelists. Why do you think there's a laxity in implementing the 2/3 gender rule? Why is the parliament being taking some time to effect it? Because it's not the first time that the issue has risen. Before beginning of the year, it had risen, and over the periods of the years, this issue has risen that there is no 2/3 gender rule equality in the parliament. And I'll start with you, Firebrand Kevin. Why do you think there's a laxity?
I think going by the laws of physics cannot address such a thing, because the framework by itself, you cannot tell people that I need you Kenyans to vote, and when you vote, make sure that you vote at least a third be from one gender. It is impossible. You get it? So I think the provision, if it were for the appointed positions, it will be possible. But for the elective position, it is not possible. It is not possible. And the reason as to why I'm saying this is the person who is appointing, they can consider, they have got a list that they are going to consider that and make sure, and President Uhuru and the deputy, the first term, they did a good job because they actually they balanced it so it was almost 50-50. But then when it came to the parliament and even the Senate, they brought up something which was not there, trying to push for it. There is this the woman representative. So even before the election, one gender has got 47 members in the August House. You get it? So trying to balance it, it is impossible by going by the fact that some gender, and I'm not against women or for men or anything, but it's just that it is for the elective positions, it is physically impossible. It is even like the practicality of it, it is impossible. So I think the parliament trying to come up with a framework that they are going to implement. So how are we going to ensure that people vote, and when they vote, and that when they vote, the 2/3 of the gender is of one, like 2/3 of the members are from one gender, unless it comes from the party level. And the moment you go that direction, you are killing democracy. So it can only be possible if we are in a system where we do not vote, but we appoint people to those positions.
Okay. Bob, Firebrand Kevin is saying that it seems it's impossible. Do you think it's impossible to actually have the people there, the 2/3 gender rule in the parliament?
Just before I answer you, I'd like to pose a question to Firebrand Kevin. You're saying it is impossible to have one gender cover 2/3. Tell me, do the men cover 2/3 as you speak?
The men, They are more than
Answer.
2/3.
They
Yes.
are more than 2/3.
Yeah, they are more than
Thank
2/3.
you. That is all I wanted to get from him. So to me, I wouldn't really say it is impossible because he's actually saying the men have covered more than 2/3. So it is possible for a certain for one of the genders to cover the 2/3. It's possible because if you can go overboard, you can trim it to 2/3. So to me,
Can I just clarify a
it's,
thing?
it's possible.
Please let me before so that we be on the same page. When I say it is easier to go on the extreme than to come low, you get it? Because it's people who are voting. If you want people to start voting, and people vote, number one, based on political parties, based on how popular you are. So even if today you are very popular, and your political party was not very popular, we saw it even here in Nairobi. Your political party was not popular, we will not vote you. You get it? So trying to balance these two things, and that is why men in the current system, they are more in the August House and even every other position because they are popular with their parties. All the parties because all parties want to win, and the kind of philosophy that has been propagated to our people is women like the people who normally vote. The majority of the people who vote, they don't want to vote some people. So they think that some of them think that when they vote women, they are voting weakness in their system. That is actually what they think. Unless someone comes and disrupt it. So because they don't want to lose, why do they vote? Even when you go to the US, the reason as to why Trump was voted in was not because Trump was loved. It's because they didn't want a woman. You get it? So that is the technicality that we have.
Thank you, Firebrand Kevin. So I still stand to say that it is possible to have the 2/3 gender role. It's actually very possible. I repeat, if you can go overboard, then it is possible to have the 2/3. And something else, you've asked why Parliament, there's been that laxity. To me, I think it has been there because we have the female species. About the 2/3 gender role, people are basically talking about women because we feel women are not as represented, but you can talk about the youth, the marginalized communities, etc., etc. But when I talk about this gender, like the female gender, we haven't really stepped up. And the ones who have stepped up, as Firebrand Kevin is saying, they don't have that influence in the society. So me as a lady, yes, I want women to be represented. But if I go to the ballot box and I'm seeing these nominated people or these elected people, or I need to vote for someone, and there are ladies there, there are women there, I will find myself voting for that man because of the influence they have and what they have done in the community. We have a few stepping up, yes, but when I compare the positions that they are going for, there's this male figure and there's this woman figure, I will find myself voting for this one because of what they have done and the influence. So in order for us to have this legislation, the legislation promoted to have the 2/3 gender rule in Parliament, I think we need to step up more. We shouldn't be asking why they have not enacted. We should ask us, we should ask why they have not enacted, but we shouldn't be bashing them with the fact that they have not. We should go back to the drawing board as to why they have not. And it's because I feel like women are not really stepping up. Like this 2/3 that needs to be covered up, the people are supposed to be there, they're not coming out strongly, and that's a problem. And then something else is, we feel like it's upon Parliament to implement this specific constitutional law rule, but it is the state as a body that should help in promotion of this via Parliament. It's not necessarily just this single institution that's supposed to implement the 2/3 gender rule, but the state as a body should push this institution into bringing it to reality.
And Firebrand Joshua Joe Bom has said that it's maybe women are not stepping up. Do you think it's the case that women are not stepping up, or do we have more women stepping up, but since there is that systemic discrimination, that's the thing that is holding women back?
Thank you. I don't think we have the system discrimination. I don't think so, because the same law that is being used by men is the same for the women. the same procedures, the whole system,
Yeah.
the same. It's the same for both genders. So I think if we say, or if we talk about the system and all that, that is not the main reason. Probably we could borrow from Bomb about the stepping up.
Yeah.
We could maybe we need also to see what are the dynamics of why is the woman not up there.
Yeah.
We need to see on all those dynamics, because as she has highlighted, maybe she would vote for that man, and
Yeah.
she's a woman.
Yeah.
So the woman supports doesn't support fellow woman. So that's also and women are more. They're more than men, right? They're more than men.
Yeah.
When you look at the population, right? The population, even they are more.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
if we, I just think maybe the woman has been empowered, and organizations are doing that. We can see the in the education system is a way a woman is being empowered.
Yes.
So we cannot say that a woman has not been empowered. So for the question that you asked, I think it's maybe a matter of time, because women are really stepping up. We cannot overlook that fact.
Yes.
Women are really stepping up. We are seeing women stepping up into leadership. They are taking positions. They are taking. Right now, we have women who have been elected in position of governors,
Yes.
and that's a good thing. I think since the woman is being empowered, it's a matter of time. Give ourselves like 5 more years, 10 more years, and we will have a deputy president who is a woman, or maybe even a president who is a woman.
Yeah.
So I really believe, and I think it's not really the system, because the system favors the woman. Yeah.
And you said you don't think it's the systematic discrimination. Do you think that the same laws which apply to men should apply to women? In terms of women stepping up or taking their positions in politics or in the parliament, do you think the same laws should apply?
I believe and I think the same should apply.
But for how long do you think these systematic measures that will be put in, which one will it favor more, the men or the female?
The two that's the gender.
Yeah, any
gender
system,
thing. The
any
system.
systematic.
I
laws put in.
think the system will not favor men or women. It will depending on who goes there. The system is not there to favor anyone. The system is there to bring equality for whoever steps up into the office. Because the only thing that you are saying is, for many years, the girl child has not been empowered, like because of our culture and all that. But now, recently, the girl child has been empowered. The woman has really been empowered by the society and the system itself. And it comes to a place, if we put our focus on the woman and forget there's a man also, then we are going to have the same problem in the next 30 years, that will now have to come and say we need the 2/3 gender reviewed, but now to favor the men, because the tables are going to turn.
Where do you start? Like he's saying a mouthful, but I have some chippings to just give or air out. First off, when we started empowering the woman, the male child wakafeel insecurities can come through. Nasema, oh, girl child, you're forgetting the boy child and all that.
Wait. This is the thing. Isn't, when you look at the rate of, let's say, like suicide, between the girl child and the boy child, which is more high?
That one is the boy child.
The boy child, because he's been neglected.
Some insecurities. He's saying women have been empowered, they're stepping up, but huku ndani kidogo kuna insecurities. What about the boy child? And then something else. I think another problem is the fact that there's that belief that we've had as a nation, as a country, since time immemorial, since I can remember, because like they had the Senate hearing the other day, And you could hear some of our leaders say, even if you dissolve parliament, bring that disillusionment, we will still come back, men are still coming back. Like it was a by the way to them. Like they as in they feel no matter what we do, there's not going to be change. But I like what he said, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. Yes, we've looked at why before we have not been able to implement the 2/3 gender rule to date, but it's a matter of time. 2022 is just around the corner. It's a matter of time, and we're going to see maybe we shall have the 2/3 gender rule implemented. Maybe.
I'll have a different approach. I think our approach to leadership in this country is totally wrong. In that we try to build leadership, and then we try to see how every other thing shall revolve around the leadership. And I'll use this analogy. Suppose today you want to build a house. You have the vision of the house in your mind, right? Yes. The number one person you look for is an architect, right? Then you will tell the architect whatever you want. Once the architect finalizes the drawings, they will take it to an engineer, and then right now for the approvals, and then you go to start building. You cannot build and then you come and ask the architect, now that I've built the house, how can I use the spaces? You cannot do that because the function by itself, the foundation itself will be wrong. So what we are saying in our leadership is we are trying to build, to bring up some laws, and then after we have established the laws, we now come and ask ourselves, how will this law help us? Because even these things like the gender law, personally I don't support it because its foundation is wrong. Even the thing of women empowerment, for me, I think it is. And let me just be honest, my thoughts, I think it's demonic because
security.
Let me tell you why.
You need to say
No, let me tell you why. Yes. As I said in the last show, I like viewing things from the first principles. Why did you establish this? Right. When you look at the reason as to why the women empowerment came in, it was to come and show women that you can do it without men. You get it? It's not that you can do it without men.
No, I beg to differ.
That is even these organizations, the organizations that fund these motions, they try to show you that you don't really need to depend on a man, that you can do it. And then they come and they sugarcoat it with these other things, or do this and this. And I'll also give this illustration. Suppose the tree, the leaves are withered. Where will you water it? From the roots, not from the leaves. So now our society, what it's trying to do is trying to water the leaves, thinking that they are going to sprout again. The issue with the gender issue is women. It is true that they don't have the great representation in the public offices. But why don't they have a significant representation? It is because of the men, right? It's because, and the perceptions that the men, because they were there originally, that they fed to the people, that the woman, the position of the woman is in the kitchen, and most of the people adopted these things and they don't want any woman to lead them. So if you want to change them, you don't change from a woman standpoint, you go back to the man who implemented this thing, and you tell them that this is the benefits of cooperation between a man and a woman. When you collaborate, this is how great you can be. So in that instant, you will start to see people trying to be open-minded. They are accommodating women, not really accommodating women, but they are consulting women. Because at the moment, there are some people who cannot consult any woman because it's a symbol of weakness. So, but if you show me the benefits of cooperation, and this is why I was saying that our framework is totally wrong. Even the women who are coming into leadership, most of them, I'll be honest, with the few that I've interacted with, most of them, not all of them, most of them, they're not going there for the purpose of leadership. They're just going there to enrich themselves. Because how many, even the women the women representatives, do you see whatever they say that they're addressing women problem, sanitary pads? I can tell you that is not a woman problem. That is not a problem. Because if you give a woman a girl child a sanitary pad, next month she will also need it, the other month, and you cannot sustain it. What happens when the program ends? So it's something that should come from, I'm giving you something sustainable. But for me to make you to continue being dependent on me, I'm going to give you small chunks so that you keep on voting for me. So personally, I think the best way will be for both men and women. Empowering, actually, personally, I think it should start from the men.
Both.
So that it comes and so that we come and say that, like in our youth church, in our youth group, there are women and there are men, right? Women, they have got their own strength, especially in communication. Personally, I'm very poor in communication.
Very poor.
So I'm very poor in communication. Yeah, I'm very poor in communication.
Yeah.
So I cannot take that role. But I have got some strength. I can fix things.
Yeah.
If I say that I don't need a woman, and then the woman, someone comes and tells the woman that you can do it without me, they will fix things, and then it will blow up. So, and personally, I will not communicate, and then the whole thing shall shatter.
Yeah.
But if we get to that point where we embrace the strength, so that you come with your communication, I come with my technical skills, and then we are going to build a very
I have questions. I really like what you have said, where you talked about women's place being in the kitchen, and now they are coming up. Like you say that, and it is true. That was the notion that was there. But I need clarity in a specific phrase or what you've said, that this gender rule came up to show women we can do it without men. I thought that it was to show women your place is not just in the kitchen, you can also do it. So just clarify on the fact that you're saying it came so that women can do it without men.
Women, the 2/3 gender rule did not come. If you look at the UN Sustainable Development Goals, by them it was the MDGs, Millennium Development Goals. One of them was equality. You get it? Let's be honest, we will never be equal. Let's be honest. We will never be equal. So you are trying to promote something that it is not sustainable.
So you're not saying women can do it, you're saying we cannot do it.
No, let me just finish. We can never be equal. Actually, so whatever the law was trying to promote is that men and women should be equal. You get? Whatever personally I think is everybody should be given equal opportunities. And for equality, not equity, not equality. You get it? So the 2/3 gender rule, it came to show that men and women, they are all the same, of which it is not. Of which it's not. Some women, they work best when they are undercover. You get it? So when you try to push these people so that you have created a post that needs to be filled, you have created like the women representatives. That position must be filled. It must be filled.
I also think the reason why this thing also came was because of the position of the woman in the society. The position of the woman, and that's why people sat down and they came up with what do you call them? Organizations where we are empowering a woman also to get out of the kitchen, as he puts it, and to get into the negotiating table, right? But still on that, when we say the reason why we are saying a woman cannot do without a man, which is the vice versa is also the same, the truth.
Yes, but right? my question is you're saying the right things, right? You're saying this came up to show women you can also go to the negotiation table. But what he said is that it came up to show a woman you can do it without a man.
Now, that's where I was coming to.
Did it come to show a woman you can do it?
That's where let me just
that's actually my question.
Let me just answer this.
Yes.
It's what Firebrand Kevin is saying has some truth in it, because we have many organizations which are empowering the women, and there are some of the organizations which are legit, which are really they value family, and they empower the woman, but they still empower the woman and they teach them how to still have the family. But there are still some organizations which push for the woman to be independent, which is good, but they are pushing for the woman such that you don't have to get that man, you don't have to have a family, but you can still, just as long as you're making it in life.
Are they answering me?
This is what I'm saying.
Let me answer. So that's why I say it's a two-way.
You've not answered me.
This is my answer. Just a minute, Pastor. And the reason as why I brought up the first principles is we want to know the 2/3 gender rule. what was the genesis? Even before we got to the 2/3 gender rule, where did it come from? Because it did not emanate from Kenya. Let's be honest. It never started from Kenya.
It never started.
It started from UN.
Yeah.
You get
You're
it?
not answering me.
This is what I'm saying. It started from the point of we want to like women, their position in society has been neglected.
Yeah.
You get it? But we want to show that women can also make it in life. But the people who are responsible, it's just like the Black Lives Matter, that the people who are responsible for it, they are compromised, they're manipulating the whole agenda. So because of that, they like when the UN Council, they met, of which Kenya is part of.
Yeah.
So this is one, and it's not only in Kenya, even in the US it's a law that 2/3 they should be in this way. So the genesis of this thing, of the 2/3 gender rule, 2/3 representation, that we have all the genders in the society, it started from that point. It started from the point of that we need to empower the woman.
Right?
You get it?
Yeah.
Once we empower the woman, so how do we cause the woman to be also in the public arena? So we implement a policy where we force the person who is there to make sure that they are considered.
You're deviating from my question. I just need clarity in this aspect. When this 2/3 gender rule came to play, the genesis, it was to empower the woman.
Right.
But you said a statement which was like this: it came to show a woman they can do it without
I
men.
will
Let's
answer
be
it
honest.
again. He
Let's-
said
Yes.
these organizations which are like women empowerment,
Yeah.
not the rule itself, these organizations now, they're the ones who came up with, now they're trying to tell the women that they can do without men.
But
these
the
organizations-
originally it was there to show women you can
Right.
actually be
Come
an
to the
engaged
limelight.
couple.
Yeah,
Exactly,
that's
that is
what you're saying.
what I'm
And as
That's what
you
you're saying.
Go and replay this. You did not say that, but
Yeah.
it's good.
That's what he's saying.
That is what
as you
I
continue,
said.
as you continue the discussion, I have a question, and you have said that right now women are thinking that they can do without men. But don't you think women are trying to play the same cards men have played a while back? Because Bom, you have said that even right now the men are saying atom dissolve.
Yeah.
We are still coming back. So do you think women in this day and age, that's why I asked you, do you think that the laws should be the same for the two? Because the women are feeling we have to work times 100 more than a man.
Right.
And let's face it, it's true.
It's true.
I have to work times 100 more than you will. So do you think that women right now are trying to use the same principle that you guys the male species or the men said that them being in parliament, it's okay, we can do without women. That is why we are in parliament and we want majority of them to be men. Do you think we are using the same cards you guys are using, that we can now even if it's not even doing it equal or
Personally,
better,
I
we
don't
can
think
still
so.
do it
I
without
also
you?
don't
I
think
don't
so.
think so.
I think so.
I'm trying to get your perspective
Yes.
of that aspect of the women. But I'm just thinking, if we continue.
Anybody
Don't you see a scenario whereby we will have the same discussion 20 years to come?
Yes,
We
I
have the
agree.
same.
It's
Now we're invited. And I agree where you're saying that the woman
Yes.
should be maybe given that opportunity, or given like what you're just trying to say. Let's have the women. Let's have like selected, set apart positions for women.
Not
you
even
understand? That's exactly when we say.
No, I'm not saying selected
I?
or set apart. 1 minute, Firebrand, but not selected or set apart. Because let's say, for example, we are going to the ballot box.
Yes.
Pastor Kevin said that if for us,
Yes.
and we even Boma said
Yes.
we will go with the one who is popular, the one who
Yes.
is. But parties which are running in the election, if they all agree and say, for this particular seat, if it's the governor we want, we are nominating a woman in the forefront,
So what?
and that's it.
What can be done?
Let me finish, because this is what parties will do. In, let's say, for example, in Nairobi County, as let's say Party A,
Yes.
Party A, Party B, Party C are running, right?
Right.
Party A says, you know what? In our campaign, we want to put a woman. we want. That's in the negotiation tables, they want to put a woman, and they're so determined in putting a woman. But Party B is putting a man. Party C also says they are putting a man.
Yes.
What do you think Party A will do? Because they are
They'll
putting
put
a man,
yes.
we want to change.
I think,
and that is how we are not getting a woman. We are not getting
I think to cut this thing once and for all, as you're saying, maybe if you're having a president who is a man, then have a deputy president who is a woman.
Why not vice versa?
Just
a question.
And vice versa.
Okay.
And vice versa. And vice versa.
Yes.
If you're having a governor who is a woman, then have a deputy governor who is a man.
Okay.
But still, when you put that way, at least we'll be able to balance. But I would still agree with what Pastor Kevin says, Firebrand Kevin, that we can never be equal. We can try. We can try to put the positions, but still we cannot have that in terms of performance. Women can actually perform more better than men.
Right.
I want to stab my fingers.
That's the truth. Personally, where we are right now, we've been brought up by a woman, and she's done great.
Yes.
Far more than men could do. Right? So women can actually do this. They can do much better.
Yeah.
The notion that we need to get, and we are men, and this is what you are saying, is that oldie version of men who think women cannot lead or cannot have positions, and that's what you were saying. That the men in parliament, the old men, they think even if you dissolve today, we will still come in. But we need to get that notion. And we need to get back to where we are saying women can also do it. Let's have that equality in terms of positions as the 2/3 dictates. But still, it cannot be women alone, but it can still not be men alone. So that we don't 20 years our children don't come and say those oldie guys who will be us.
And as you said, Firebrand Bomb, about also women stepping up. There in the Bible it says in Genesis that both man and woman were given dominion. So as the point you said, as you're going to Guru's speech, that as you say, that also women have to realize that even if in a family setup it has put the man is the head, we also have to realize that also us as women, we need to step up in positions. I know personally there's some maybe areas that I have said I can't do this because I am a woman, forgetting the amount of authority and dominion God gave me in the beginning. Right now it's not so, because it's like people are corrupted or diluted this, but we have to go back to the beginning and say that also us, we have been given dominion, we have been given the authority by God to rule or to be wherever we are supposed to be. And as we come to wind up the show, because we can stay in this 2/3 gender rule for long, but we have, our president is, they're in KC right now, they're discussing about how the country has fared on during this time of Corona. And what do you think his speech, what expectation do you have of his speech? Because of time back, the time he was giving his speeches, people were counting akivai shati inakaa hivi, jua by the way hakuna kitu nafanyika. Right now he's in a suit and in a red tie. He's in a full suit and a red tie. So
looking good.
He's looking very polished. He's looking very polished.
Number plate ya gari kwa aje.
Yes. So what expectation do you have for a country, like for the country? What expectation do you have that he will say in his speech? Do you think we are still going to be locked as a country, or do you think he's going to open up, or anything you think that he's going to say in his speech, an expectation you have?
All right, let me just break down my answers as they come to the president quickly.
Yes.
And to answer your question that you asked about if women are playing the cards men are playing, I think they are. Because he said a statement earlier on about women giving sanitary pads and in real sense they're not going there to be leaders, they're going there to enrich themselves. We've seen men do that, going there to enrich themselves, not to be leaders. So I think they're basically playing the same cards. Something he said about the 50-50 male figure and female figure, it's captured in the BBI. But still, after a few years, we're going to wait for IBB. Talked about that last Monday. If you did not watch that, go back and
watch
revisit.
yes.
So about our president, I almost said JW. Anyway, about I think he has a lot to address. Considering the disillusionment of Parliament, as we're discussing the Sugar rule. And about opening the country, I expect him to kutoa curfew, but I don't expect him to open bars. And then I personally, I would want us to stop putting on masks, but I know he's not going to say anything like that.
Yes.
But basically, I don't expect him to open schools because the CS for Education said he's awaiting the president to give that directive, but I don't think he's going to open schools. I only think he's going to open up the country, like curfew tolewe and izima like services at church nini scrap it off. Hi, scrap it off. But aside from that, I don't see anything more.
Okay. Pastor Kevin, what do you think? What expectations do you have?
Even before we get to the expectations, just I'll also support Firebrand that whatever women are trying to do right now, they are trying to not really to play in the same cards, but they are trying to force like the way things are right now. It's like they are trying to force their impact into the government. Of which it should not be so, and we believe that we are going to get to a point where we are able to work collaboratively. So that is my prayer, that we will get to a point where each and like as the Bible says that there are people who have gifts of prophecy, the other who are teachers, but all of them they are one member of Christ.
And so I like that because the Bible says in Psalms 113 that where there is unity, God commands and blesses. We can even see a country moving forward.
So the day that we are going to get to the level where we do not like our fight is not on the areas of leadership, but we want to help to solve the problems because right now there are no problems that the guys are solving. But coming back to whatever our president is going to announce, my expectation is that there is going to open up the country, especially these stringent laws on worship and all that, because it has affected so much. If you look at the news on the issues of teenage pregnancy and all that, the morals right now, it has degraded more than like going back 10-15 years. It's worse. So I hope that is going to do that. And also I hope that we have learned from whatever happened, and is going to also step up the efforts for fighting corruption.
True.
Most importantly, he is going to have I don't love committees, especially when it's the government that is forming them, but people who are like people who are spearheading the economic recovery of this nation.
Experts.
Let's not. I don't even experts. Experts number one caused us to go into a premature shutdown without any measures. But I just hope that like practical strategies, like even if it's reducing taxes, promoting some aspects of development, and they be genuine, not things so that zikwe posted by the government website of delivery.gov. We don't want the things to be posted there. We want to feel that impact. So that is what I'm expecting.
Okay, Firebrand Joshua Joe, because they've said many of expected. Do you think that as he's opening the country, do you think that he's going to open bars as we come to a close? Because that's, apart from opening the country, that's the other thing that people are waiting for.
Honestly,
that's another thing that
my honest opinion,
Yeah.
and I'm a Christian,
Yes.
I don't see why he should not open the bars. This is the reason.
Yeah.
He shut the bars, or the bars were shut to curb the rise of the cases. But right now, if we've opened churches, we've opened markets, open the bars.
Schools are also
opening.
Yeah.
So I think it will be unfair not to open the bars. It will be very unfair to the business owners. So I believe he will open the bars, but not open the schools. right now, I don't think we are still yet there to open the schools. Yeah.
Okay. Sasa. Thank you so much for your comments. We have been seeing them. Thank you also for watching FNN. I wish this discussion could have gone for longer and longer and longer, but that's it from us today. Remember to tune in every Monday and Friday at 3 p.m. and you can watch on our YouTube page at Firebrand Nation or Facebook at Firebrand Nation KE on JBN Television. I hope you have been blessed and you have learned something from this discussion. From us in studio, bye. Remember to love God, love others passionately. Have a good afternoon.
Hi guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you would like to join the Firebrand Nation movement, go to our website at www.firebrandnation.com, sign up and someone will get in touch with you. Also follow us on our social media handles at Firebrand Nation on Instagram and YouTube, and Firebrand Nation KE on Facebook.